Little bit of introductions. I am Brunners. We are here for the Academy Gaming EU Weekly number 7. I am joined today. I'm really happy to be joined by Rom today.
Hello.
Hello. So we do have, this is the quarterfinal. We will have, let me just open my Twitch up. It is twitch.tv/Brunners90, by the way, Rom. I don't know if you want to,
Yep, I'll get in.
If you want to go in just to see the chat or anything. Well, we'll get going with builds now as well. So if I'll do red and you do blue, is that okay?
That is okay.
That is okay. So I'll start with Sylphe over here on the red alley. We are playing Dagger Celestial with the Holbrack, so the sort of condition duration reduced version of Dagger. Doom and Battle 00266. Your standard Dagger alley really with the Conjure Fiery Greatsword, so for the extra mobility. Lots of damage on that one as well. Sort of your standard meta build. Then we got 01616 on the Hammer Scepter Focus Mediguard with the Rune of the Traveler, so a bit less damage but more mobility around the map, which is sort of can be its weakness, its mobility. Lots of damage on that one though. Playing obviously, he is taking the hammer, but he is taking all of the meditation traits instead of the glacial heart one though. And then we move into Schrader here, playing Thief 60206, playing Panic Strike. So we've got Immobilize when the enemy is below 50% health, so that can set up a lot of huge bursts for some huge coordinated damage from your team. Playing with Pack Rune, Fire and Air. And then we have Saitara playing another Celestial Dagger rally with Rune of the Holbrack. So this team is going to be pretty mobile, as well as Dagger rallies, very sustainy. Again, another Fiery Greatswords. That's 4 Fiery Greatswords for their team, so they should be quick out the gate here. And then we move into Naga playing Celestial Rifle with the Pack Runes, running 6044. He's chosen Pack Runes over what appears to be the ever-increasingly popular Vampirism runes that seem to be turning up lately. Grenades, Toolkit, Slick Shoes, and Supply Crate. And that is red team. So do you want to quickly go over blue team?
Yes. So we have Pawpaws running with a 60044 kind of standard, running with the crate and the slick shoes. Rifle Engineer, and then we have Franks on a DPS Guardian running the classic one, except using a hammer. You can also potentially use a greatsword, but I would also support this hammer build. I would say it's kind of superior in SPVP overall, at least when it comes to a team play point of view. And then he runs Traveler Rune. You can run Pack, you can run some different, but yeah, Traveler, it works. It gives you the movement speed. Then you have Lord Wiz running a regular standard DDLE. 00266 with the Strength Rune and the Celestial Amulet, of course. And we have a Shout Warrior running the regular classic traits with the Intelligence and Battle on the Sword Warhorn. We have a Geomancy Doom on the Longbow. Just like my sigils, except he runs one in the first, which is also one of the tweaks you can do. You can have the reckless dodge there. I just prefer the number 4 in discipline instead for the destruction of the empowered, more 3% damage per boon.
Yep.
But this one works just fine. And then we have a regular DP Thief with Pack Runes and Panic Strike. Build 60206.
Alright, so we will just get...
By the way, do you want the sigils?
you don't have to if they're running sort of standard stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, what have we got? Fire and Air on that one anyway. Pretty standard stuff. It's taking Blinding Powder, which is turning up a lot more on Thieves as well lately. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's been turning up actually.
But we'll open up with the splits here, and it looks like red team's actually going to go with a really aggressive split, sending 4 out of their left gate. Three of blue team also going out that way, so it's going to be interesting whether they meet in the middle or if they just stealth cross over each other. And we do have stealth cross here at the mid. They do look like they might engage. We've got the NG from red pushing on fast, so we're going to have a 1v1 breaking out over here with Naga against Lord Whis here.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
While blue are heavily pushing mid here. They are sending 4 of their guys up here. And is this a sensible split from these guys, Ron?
Yeah, the issue that we can kind of see here is that when red team pushes like this, when they push to the far point with this guy, that means that if enemy team will push with 4 guys to the mid, then you're gonna be 4v3'd here. And but now, as you see, they already got the sides. He won this duel, so to say, at far point, so it was a fine push in this way, but you don't want to lose too many guys from that mid fight where you were 4v3'd, because if you lose 2 guys, then the snowball can start, and even if you get two sides like this, the potential that could happen here is that they could just get snowballed and lose their 2 caps right away, and enemies get them, just because they lose 2 guys. But now it kind of looks to worked out for them. Yeah, because blue, they didn't quite get that upper hand or slaughtered very fast. So this is a fine situation for the red at the moment.
Blue are going to have Pawpaws push in for this 1v1 with Saitara, but they do also have Sylphe. Sylphe is going to leave him for the 1v1. He's going to push over here as well for the this fight breaking out on Henge. We did have Kuratsuki actually go down there, so the blue thief's actually on respawn as well. This is the blue home point, so he's going to be able to get back into this fight relatively quickly. We do also now have NASA Boner down and Frank's down, so blue team getting heavily wiped in these.
And as you see, that's the Elementalist from the middle, from blue team. He should have moved. It's a risky move, of course. You're opening up a thief decap, but rather that than actually letting your team get outnumbered. This is probably not his own choice. It's a team effort how to call your guys, but this is a very deadly situation when enemies are using all their fraud players while one team is stationing 1 point and you're just using 4.
Yeah.
That is a big hard thing to.
Yeah, sorry, I realised I'd got the wrong names on the stream, so I've changed them over, so they should be right now. We do have the decap. Blue team have got the decap here on mine.
And red DP thief got the enemy DP thief Kuratsuki,
yeah.
Kuratsuki.
They do get the res though. Blue do hard res that one, and he is right on Saitara, but he gets Saitara down, but is also getting focused pretty heavily, and a good knockback there from the blue Guardian takes out. Keeps Saitara out of that Shadow Refuge and is going to secure that kill. And Schrader's gone down in the midst of that as well. So red team here losing 2 guys. And could this be the start of that snowball?
Full cap.
And now they're going to be able to outnumber mid, and this is, I think this is what you were talking about, the start of that snowball you're talking about. We've got a 3v2 here in mid, with Naga pulling out. Tatpa is really low. Schrader's still bleeding out off
and
point.
As you see, right now, Sylphe of the Dawn from red team should be pushing into that mid fight, because currently his teammates are dropping like mad, and this is a situation where you just gotta, you must move. You can't station a point like this. I know it's a very risky thing, leaving, but with kind of you really need to keep in mind that you always call. You call as soon as you see X. You call exactly how many classes, and the guys in team fight. It's their responsibility to chase whoever now is gonna leave this team fight from the enemy team. So you can always send your guy being stationed, because you don't want an outnumbered situation.
And we are going to end up with again another outnumbered situation here on mine, with 3 members of blue team here successfully holding off. Schrader's having to stealth up back here. He might be going for the decap. I don't think they know if he's still here. He comes out of decap, 4,000 health though, so he's not going to want to hang around there very long. Red team have got the decap mid, and they do still have a relatively comfortable lead. I mean, you're well aware that 100 points on this map isn't, you know, isn't the end of the game, but it's a solid start for the red team.
It's a solid start, yeah.
We do have now. We've got Kurtsuki.
Now they can simply
pulling
just.
in. Yeah, carry on.
Now what they should do is just position very fast. But they did it fine. They did it good. So currently it's a equal team fight.
Yeah, we do.
Rolling,
have...
and both of the teams have one stationary.
I think we've actually got 4 here. 4 of blue team. In here. Do we have 4 of red as well? Yeah, I think it is 4 of red. We've got Naga and Trader of parts of the Immortals are very close to going down. Franks has already dropped, so this is rolling the. Oh, we get a banner there as well. The banner from.
And he gets instantly rest.
Yep, from Nasabona, and that is just how important the banners are. Although he does go straight back down, and he is going to get stomped out this time. But you know, Warriors, I think. Personally, I think will always be important because that banner can really swing a team fight. It doesn't seem to have quite done that in this turn, but it really is a team sort of a momentum changer for sure. What do we have? We've got Pawpaws down, we've got Kurotsuki down.
Yeah, they could come back.
Yeah, they are both of them down, so that's going to be 2 guys from blue team out for the next 15 seconds. So red team, you know, they don't need to be super aggressive here. They can just sit on this 2 cap. We've got Franks and Lord Nasabona look like they're both going to be pushing into mid, but with...
This is a typical... the blue team, I really think that they should be moving with this Lord Wiz guy on stationing the mine point. Even if they were to get a decap, it's so much more important to win that big team fight.
Yeah.
That's kind of what many people in the beginning of Guild Wars, we kind of thought mostly about the strategy and the points and how to most efficiently stay on a point, etc., etc. But then after the NAs started this more skirmishing play, we realized that you need a proper balance between these types of gameplay for ultimate, so to say, point gain.
And I think he may be listening to you because he is moving off, although it does look like he is actually going to go 2v1 this midpoint here with Nasabona against Siltface. So we're going to have Ellie and Warrior against an Ellie here. So I mean that should work out in blue team's favor, but it might not be the quickest of kills. Well, we do have Kurotsuki down again on Hendra over here for blue team. He's just going to be left to bleed out here. I don't think that they're going to stomp. They're just going to bleed that out. Frank's here. Frank's now pulled into the point, but he's low already, and Pawpaws is down as well. Didn't manage to disengage the point. Blue team really just dropping like flies.
They are. This is a very, very hard situation to come back from. I doubt it's gonna happen. It's very unlikely, and it's not very unlikely. It's practically impossible.
Yeah, well, we do. So it's only 30 points left, less than 30 points now. We do have Schrader getting the decap as well, so blue aren't even going to have any points ticking for them right now. He might well even get the full cap there, but we do have another team fight breaking out in mid. Sylphay starting to get low. Blue team do have the numbers advantage on this point, 3v2, but with 5 points left and a double cap for red, that is, and there we go. They get the boss as well. So that is a GG for red, and that is 1-0. For part.
And if you see the points here, the engineer Naga, he got 265 points.
Yeah,
that's a lot of kills, a lot of decaps, and a lot of heavy bosses. 1 boss, I think.
Yep, I think we did only have one boss. I mean, that is one thing. This may be a tournament for low to amateur players, but we're not seeing any immediate boss kills or anything straight out the gate, anything like that. So we do have. Legacy of the Foe now. A very different map in terms of strategy. The points are a lot closer together here. So, what do you think blue team have to do different here to sort of? What do you think they have to change to come back and win this one?
They did lose a lot of equal fights, so that's one thing. Losing a team fight with equal numbers. That's something you simply need to step up, coordinate better, and win it. But as a strategical viewpoint, I think they should have moved. They should have risked not stationing a point. Even if the enemy were to be stationing, they would still have to notice that enemies now are 5 people. That's when they start decapping. But just try to win the team fight, and even the Ellie, even if you don't want to push an Ellie on an Ellie, you don't want to push, I call it the defensive cheese. The defensive cheese are Shout Warriors, it is DD Elementalists. And then you have offensive cheese, is more of a roamer, it's the Engineer. All using Celestial Amulet. That's how I label them, so to say. And then we sit here on one cheesy Zerker, that is the DPS Guardians. And a regular squishy Zerker, the Thief, and the fastest of them all. But this, usually you want to push with the Engineer on an Ellie or a Shout Warrior. On every single map, except Legacy to an extent, is small points. It's very small nodes, meaning that bomb engines and rifle engines overall are very, very efficient at getting a decap off, especially with that crate. So that's what you want to push with. But currently we have these defensive cheese now stationed. But what he could have done was push onto the mid node. When one of the teams now noticing that they are losing this mid fight, then they instantly leave with 2 guys. With the Thief and X, just leave the fight. And then enemies have to chase them, or they're gonna get the midpoint faster. That would be a move if you're now losing a team fight. But it's a very hard thing to do always, you know, it's disengages and stuff like this is always gonna be hard. But yeah, that's one thing you could have done. The one station guy moving towards the other station guy, even if they're both these cheese classes that can't kill each other barely, you can still pressure them, you can still force cooldowns, so your Thief can just leave the big fight. Yes, you will lose that big fight, but you will maybe get that other point and get that kill in time.
Yeah. I will point out as well, just before we start here, is that the DPS guard of blue team has swapped and he's now playing Power Ranger. A build that can really do some damage on this map if he can get into the right positions. Again, another build that I know you've got a little bit of experience with. You have played, I've seen you play it sometimes as well. So we'll see how that change affects blue team. They're going to have, there's going to be a lot of damage, and we've got, again, it looks like we're going to have a very similar split here from red team. They're sending Saitara over to far point this time, while Naga caps their home point. They are going to have, although that is going to pull Saitara back in, because I'm So Charmy, the ranger from blue team, has gone over to defend as well. He's going to probably be focusing pretty heavily. He is going to be trying to focus Saitara, obviously, more damage as Saitara runs away there. So he pulls him in. Lord Nasabona's on, getting stuck on point here. His outer shouts immobilized, and he's going to go down. There's some good focus there from red, and we get to see a crate come out there as well. I believe, yeah, from Pawpaws there. So like, doesn't really make any difference. Doesn't get Nasabona up, and blue team here again straight away just dropping like flies.
Yeah, it was good initiation on the Shout Warrior there. As Shout Warriors don't have a protection, they are easily a viable suspect for enemy power spike.
Yeah, and we did have a good decap from Schrader there. Went all the way around the long way around there. Just got out of combat, got the decap. And blue team now all moving back. They really want to secure this point. They've got 3 of their guys pulling back. Lord Wiz has dropped, and we do have the 2 guys on respawn. So they are going to push for a 4-guy respawn, sort of regroup, sorry, on this point. So they've given up the other 2 caps. We've got a down from each team, 2 downs from blue team now. Charmy's going out. Pawpaws is going to drop as well. And we do have, they may well get 3 capped here. We do have, we've got Schrader's dropping again, so it's he's going to get hard res though, so Schrader's back up. Pawpaw's down massively off point, so he's not going to be able to get back up here either.
Yes.
We do have tapped, he's not even going to get the cap, they're just going to leave this. They're actually pushing, red team's still keeping 1 guy on mid, so they're still stationing a guy. But blue team here, really starting to struggle now.
Yes.
Red team wins a capture point.
Yeah, this is not a nice situation for the blue team. As we see, they have lost the initial fights, and it's very, on Legacy, it's very deadly to lose the first initiation, especially if you drop 2 guys. You can always come back in Guild Wars. It's not about that, but it's a very enemies. If you don't know how to regroup, if you don't know how, even in a higher team, higher tier gameplay, people will still do the mistakes of not regrouping properly or coming back in situations like this. So I would never judge them for actually being able to hold this or not come back. I mean, from the blue team.
Yeah, so they are going to get a point. They are going to get a point on the board here. But they've dropped their Rangers dropped again. And Wiz is going to drop here too. So they are going to go 2 men down again, I think here. So they are permanently playing with a guy on respawn as well.
Exactly, and that is the biggest issue here. That is how, for example, Abjord kept their very, very astonishing monopoly on the NA scene for such a long time, because people had a really hard time basically countering that snowball effect. Once they get killed, they just kept dying, and you have one guy constantly down, and you never regroup in a proper way.
Oh, we do have as well, we've got a Thief on Thief here that is gone in favour of Schrader again. He should be able to get that cleave damage out just before he goes down. It's like 600 health he had there. 2 more, we've got almost a full team wipe here from blue. Nasabona pulling out with 3,000 health, but he's just going to be chased down here by Saitara, so he's gonna struggle to get away here, and you know, blue team, sorry, need to sort of stay in base and sort of regroup, push in.
Yeah, this is a proper slaughterfest right now.
Yeah, this is definitely a bit of a one-sided match. Probably the most one-sided match I think we've ever had in our tournament. I really wasn't quite expecting this, but Nasabone is just bleeding out. They are regrouping, so we do have 4 of them here stealthing up, and they're going to push in. Are they going to go for the res? They are going to try and res actually as well, so they could even get 5 guys back in here. They are going to get that res out, so they are back up to 5 guys. Nasabona doesn't actually go down, but really they need to have any chance of getting back into this. They need to start getting decaps, and they do get one on Quarry, so they are playing red team, but still playing with a 2-cap though. So you know, they'll quite happily sit with this 2-cap.
Sadly, the Thief survived there. Sadly, I shouldn't say, but the Thief, if they had gotten the kill on that Thief, they could start at least getting a point, 2 points potentially back.
Yeah, they do take out Tat but the off guard, and they are very close to taking out Saitara. He's set to Vapor form, so he's going to drop as well. So they have dropped 2 guys. Charmy's rezzed up on the outside as well. So. They do finally make a team. They do finally make a team fight go in there.
Thief needs to move instantly for Waterfall and decap that now. That is my biggest suggestion. They're gonna try to defend it now, but yeah, now he won't get it anymore. But yeah, he had a slight chance, I guess, but it was good defense there from Naga, just ran straight towards Waterfall.
Yeah, we do have Kuretsuki pulling the same move we saw Schrader pull earlier, but Naga's already onto that, and he's not gonna let.
Yeah, and now I think Kuretsuki did not have to move like that, because Naga was already positioned so well, so he would never have time to recap that. So instead he wasted slightly of time in that team fight.
Yeah, we do have... I'm So Charmy has been stumped out as well here, so he's gone. Kuretsuki is now on the point, but he's getting focused really heavily. I don't think... he's had to Shadow Refuge. He's going to get out with 2,000 health. He is going to be able to stealth up. He needs to sort of pull out regen a little bit. And Schrader has managed to decap on Quarry as well. I mean, when they've got points, they haven't, unless they've actually stationed a guy on it, they haven't actually been able to watch it well. If that makes sense. Like, you're right. You can't keep a guy on the point, but you've got to be aware of your points. And they're they're losing track of their points.
And as I said from the get-go, the situation that they had with this double cap and neutral point from red, as you see, it kept going. On Niflil, it was much more equal amounts of points, even if the red team won quite heavily anyways. This map is the pure map of Snowball, and it's very easy to position yourself for the upcoming fights. And yeah, I kind of already called that the red team could just keep this Snowball, or that it would be incredibly hard for the blue team. It is like that for any team, but there is potential. But even in the highest tiers of Guild Wars, this is a hard thing, and I think it's very untried as well with what you can actually do in these situations.
In terms of what you think, there's more.
Yes, I think there is more stuff that you can do to come back. I think you can regroup much better. But it's basically. It's another Legacy is another map in that way of the regroup. It's so severe because you have enemies have always sight over the entire map, and now with field view, you basically have a complete vision everywhere, except behind some of the LOS. But on Niflheim, for example, or on Kylo you also have good vision. But on Niflheim, it's a completely different map because you can't see from Henge to Mine, or from side of the beach to the keep, etc. And it's just a completely different game because you can fool enemies, then you can move, and the team already leading can't completely hold the points because they can always get outmaneuvered.
Yeah.
So on Legacy, Invis is probably the best thing you can use to get that regroup / second initiate.
Alright, so we'll be moving into the semi-finals now. I'll just work out which semi-final we'll be doing. We'll be taking a short 5-minute break, so I'll whack some music on, and we will see you guys in just a few minutes.